Hello friends, welcome again to the another session on 3D printing with exotic structure, theory and practice. Till now we have seen different types of 3D printing, their applications in dentistry, their application for veterinary, their application for the orthopedics. In this particular session I will be taking you for the development of some 3D printing part in case of the human dentistry, and we will be using a new approach which is a patent with our lab, that is fused deposition modeling assisted investment casting. So that will be helpful for making a customized tooling, which is basically in this case the tooth required for human, right? So if I just go for the background, we are interested to put some nano HAP particles into the polymer part for the use of fused deposition modeling assisted investment casting. Now, why this? It has been reported that these nano HAP particles, if they are put into the range of 8% to the 10%, this basically they help the growth of the osteoblast cell. So they are having a better, joint formation, help in the secondary stability with respect to the bone. And if I even make this type of implantable material along with the prosthetics, they can have a better secondary stability. So we are interested to have these particles through 3D printing associated with my actual bone part, right? So it has been reported that around 8% to 10% is contributing more for the development of the osteoblast cell. So that is one of the reason we selected this composition and try to prepare our own filament for this case. And the final casting were prepared with the cobalt chromium nickel chromium alloys as per the commercial standards, right? So, if just I go for the overview, people have reported the use of these type of the dentures since 7th century BC, and earlier people were using some gold bands for fastening these type of the dentures. In 16th century in Japan, people have reported the use of the wooden dentures. Then there is a very good paper by Donaldson which was reported in 80s. In different places in world, people have used the animal bones for the fabrication of the tooth. Similarly, in there is a report that in 1820 people have used the 18 karat gold plates for the making of the dentures, and then the use of vulcanite, different form of the hardened rubbers, have been also used for making these type of dentures. Then in 20th century, people have reported the use of the thermoplastic material along with different acrylic and resins for the development of the dentures. Nowadays, after 80s, with the development of the CAD CAM, people have used this technology for the development of the dentures. So basically, if I see the story behind the denture, it is mainly divided into the two types. One is whether I am interested in removable denture or non-removable denture, then whether it is a partial denture or it is a complete denture. So full removal is a complete denture, partial means at some places I am putting it, right? So people in the prosthodontic have lot of application for this type of material, right? From the surgeon point of view, it is basically divided into the two types, whether I am interested in the upper arc, which they call it as the maxillary, and the lower arc for human, which they call as the mandible, right? So we have a dentures for complete and removable, partial as well as full dentures. So for the upper arc, that is called maxilla, and for the lower arc, that is called the mandible. So you can see this, if there are some part that is being replaced, then it is the case of the partial denture. If the full setup is replaced, that is called the complete denture. Now just I want to come to the point over here, what the 3D printing technology through exotic structure can be useful for this. We can have some data through the CT scan. We can generate the CAD model for the cavity, then verification of the CAD model, then the denture preparation by CNC machine. This is very common and commercial practice nowadays, right? So this is basically a subtractive manufacturing route. Then on the other hand, I have a CAD model. I am verifying the CAD model using maybe by free form method, maybe that is the additive manufacturing, and I am making through wax pattern or the polymer pattern. Like in my previous section, I have already explained the use of the polymer for the investment casting application. So this is a additive manufacturing route in which the investment casting and 3D printing were put together. Then there is another way in which I am basically making the wax model, then the denture wax casting. This is a traditional way. And nowadays another thing, you are using a metal printer for making the part directly, right? So how we proceed in this case, like in our previous examples, we go for the MFI testing. So we prepare the filament with the nano reinforcement of the hydroxyapatite particles, and then this is a diagram for the preparation of actual sketch actually for the preparation of the filament, which was fired on a printer, and these type of the crowns were prepared of the polymer. Now, this polymer crown have actual application specifically in case of the sugar patient. Now, you see, if you have a larger data base of sugar patients, specifically the old age patient, which are having a chronic level of sugar. Sometimes the sugar level goes up, sometimes it goes down, which we call as the hyperglycemia or hypoglycemia. Based upon that, there is a contraction or the expansion of the bones. So what we can do is we can make these type of samples, crown or the denture part, which is a partial or the complete, depending upon the particular day the sugar level that patient is having. Like for example, if there is a contraction part, so delta tolerance I can add for this part to be expanded. Like for example, many patient complain that when I chew, my denture comes out, basically because of the movement of the bone, right? And contraction or expansion, the fixture is not in a firm position. So if my polymer part or my metal part is selected in such a way that taking the value from the sugar level, I am basically adding or subtracting some material, means I have a set of these type of assemblies, and based upon my sugar level I am selecting that particular assembly and fitting into the body of the patient. So this gives a wonderful outcome for these type of patients. And one of the best thing is the initial cost of making, let us say, the partial denture is 1500, but making one or two replica or three level replicas with a small change in tolerance will add very less cost to the tune of 100 to 150 rupees. So we can give a value addition to our patient, that in place of using a single set of denture, you can have a three or four or multiple, depending upon the patient history, how the sugar level is varying. So this will add my denture to a smart denture. I hope the information is useful to you, and we can use this type of smart denture for our patient. So keep watching. So in the coming session we will be discussing about the use of these 3D printing technologies for other orthopedic application. Thank you very much.